Hello friends, as you have seen the thumbnail, today I am going to solve the Putnam 2019 question number B2, and the question was involved limits and trigonometric functions and identities. So today I am going to solve this question. The question said that for all n greater than equal to 1 where n is integer, let an equals to summation of sin 2k minus 1 by 2n times pi divided by cos square k minus 1 pi by 2n multiplied by cos square k pi by 2n, where k runs from 1 to n minus 1. And then after finding the summation, just we have to find the limit a n divided by n cube. This notation I have used for limit. Now let's start the solution. Before starting the solution, please like the video if you like the solution and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. So let's start the solution. First of all, in this question, I am going to make some strategy to solve this question. Here, what I observed is, if I add these two angles k minus 1 by 2n pi and k pi by 2n, then I will get the angle which is written in the numerator's trigonometric function. So some kind of idea which I got intuited, I am going to show here. Let's consider, because it is in terms of cos square and cos squares. So let's consider that I've got cos square a minus cos square b, some kind of difference, because we know that there is some identity there, because obviously such kind of trigonometric functions we always think for something like telescopic series. So I'm thinking like that, and that's why I have taken this minus sign. Now let us solve for this. I can factorize it: cos a minus cos b multiplied by cos a plus cos b equals to, what I will get here, if I apply cos a minus cos b, then it is minus 2 times sin a plus b by 2 multiplied by sin a minus b by 2. Similarly here, if I apply the identity, then I will get 2 times cos a plus b by 2 multiplied by cos a minus b by 2. Now if I carefully observe, here I have got 2 into sin a plus b by 2, and here is cos a plus b by 2. So I can apply 2 sin theta cos theta formula, that is 2 sin theta into cos theta equals to sin 2 theta. So I can write it as sin of a plus b minus will be as it is. Then once again here is 2 sin a minus b by 2 and cos a minus b by 2. So I can clearly see that 2 sin theta into cos theta. So here also I can write it as sin of a minus b. Okay. So I can simply write this in this way: cos square a minus cos square b. So I've got this identity, and which I'm going to use in this question. Now let a is k pi by 2n, k pi by 2n, and b is k minus 1 pi by 2n. I am assuming because those two are angles there. So what I will get is cos square, if I put here, then cos square k pi by 2n minus cos square k minus 1 pi by 2n equals to, it can be written as minus sin times, if I add it, then I will get 2k minus 1 into pi by 2n multiplied by sine and its difference, and difference I will get k pi and minus k pi plus pi by 2n. Okay, so I have got the value of this in terms of cos square and this a constant, because sin pi by 2n is a constant term because n is a constant. So let's substitute the value of sin 2k minus 1 into pi by 2n in the numerator of an. So let's rewrite an equals to summation of k equals to 1 to n minus 1, and then what I will write is minus times cos square k pi by 2n minus cos square k minus 1 pi by 2n divided by sine pi by 2n, which is this constant term, and then these two terms, cos square k minus 1 pi by 2n, cos square k pi by 2n. Okay. Now in the next step, let's take minus and sine pi by 2n, because this will be minus 1 and this is also constant, so we can take it outside this summation. So I can write it as minus 1 by sine pi by 2n, and let's make it partial fractions. Like I am going to break this. So if I will break into two fractions, difference of two fractions, then this term will get out cancelled with this term in the first part. Then I will be left with cos square k minus 1 pi by 2n minus, and the next term, because it is all about manipulations, which I think we all can do it, and the summation is from 1 to n minus 1. Okay. Now these functions are varying with the value of k. So if I call this term as tk, that is kth term, then obviously I can call that this term is tk plus 1, because if I substitute k plus 1, then I will get it this. So I can do like this. Now it is all about summation. So how we solve the summation is our main task here. So I can write an equals to minus 1 by sine pi by 2n, and in the bracket, first I will substitute k equals to 1, then what I will get is t1 minus t2, then t2 minus t3, likewise, plus, then plus, likewise it will carry on till I substitute n minus 1, and tn minus 1 minus tn. Now t2 part is this will cancel this. In the next term, t3 minus t4, then t3 will cancel out. Thus we can observe that in any bracket, the last term is cancelled out with the first term of the second bracket. So likewise, if we will cancel and carry on, then tn minus 1 will be cancelled out with some term or one term tn minus 1 in the previous bracket braces. So I will be left with an equals to minus 1 by sine pi by 2n multiplied by t1 minus tn. Now I had defined that tk is this, so I am going to do it minus 1 by sine pi by 2n. If I substitute k equals to 1, then I will get 1 minus 1 0, then 0 times anything will turn out to be 0 here, then cos of 0 is 1, so I will be left with t1 equals to 1, then minus, if I substitute k equals to n here, then what I will get, 1 by cos square n minus 1 pi by 2n. Okay. Now if I solve it further, then what I will get, let's solve it further. I will first of all do some manipulations for easy writing. Minus 1 by pi over 2n, then 1 minus. Clearly, if I write this as cos square pi by 2 minus pi by 2n, clearly we can write it like this, because if I take LCM, then n minus 1 pi by 2n, it is clearly equal to this. Cos of pi by 2 minus theta is nothing but sine theta. So I can once again write it as sine pi by 2n 1 minus 1 by sine square pi by 2n. So minus 1 by sine pi by 2n. So let's take it to the LCM, and I will get sine square pi by 2n minus 1 divided by sine square pi by 2n. In the next step, if sine square theta minus 1, we know that sine square theta, I am writing over here, where should I write, here I am writing sine square, I am writing sine square as s square and cos square as c square. We know that s square plus c square equals to 1. So here is s square minus 1. So if I write s square minus 1, then I will get s square minus 1 equals to minus c square. So I can write it as minus 1 into minus of cos square pi by 2n divided by sine cube pi by 2n. This minus minus will get cancelled out. Thus an equals to cos square pi by 2n divided by sine cube pi by 2n. So we have found the function an in terms of n. Now our final task is to find or evaluate this limit. So let's solve the limit. The function of n which we got was an equals to cos square pi by 2n divided by sine cube pi by 2n. Now the question was find limit n tends to infinity an by n cube. So let's solve that. Limit n tends to infinity cos square pi by 2n divided by sine square pi by 2n, and the limit was this divided by n cube. Now if I solve it further, because n is tending towards infinity, so I can say that 1 by n, here I am writing, if n is tending to infinity, then I can say that 1 by n must tend to 0. Must tend to 0. So if I write it more clearly here, limit n tends to infinity cos square pi by 2n, then here 1 by n cube divided by sine cube by pi 2n. Sine cube pi by 2n. Sorry. Now we can clearly observe that we can write it as limit n tends to infinity cos square pi by 2n, and this as 1 by n sine pi by 2n whole cube. Now equals to limit n tends to infinity cos square pi by 2n. Clearly the value of this limit, because it is 1 by n tending to 0, and we also know that sin x by x, where limit x tends to 0, is nothing but 1. Using this identity over here, I can get the value of this limit, and the value of this limit is 8 by pi cube. It is clearly solvable because the limit's value will turn out to be 2 by pi and whole cube 8 by pi cube. And here 1 by n is tending to 0, therefore pi by 2n must be also tending to 0, and cos of 0, if the variable is tending to 0, then cos of that variable must turn out tending to be 0, must be tending to 0. So clearly the limit has been evaluated and the answer is 8 by pi cube. So this is the answer and complete solution for my Putnam 2019 B2 problem, which I think the main point in this question was solving for an and the strategy which has to be used for clear solution. Then just we have to solve the limits by using some casual methods. So I hope you liked the solution. So like the video if you like the solution. Thanks for watching.